Thank you for watching Policy and Prejudice. My name is Chris Stevenson. I have another very special guest with me. Someone who is experienced in music, and she considers herself to be a psalmist. I know she's a great singer because I saw her on a clip where she was at the Apollo Theater, and she did a killer version of Natalie Cole's "This Will Be," and I have to admit I was listening to your voice, but looking at your long, pretty legs at the same time when you're on the stage. But I gotta be me. I gotta okay. She was off the hook on that one, and you can see that on YouTube. But her name is Patricia Edwards.
Yes.
And you've put out 2 CDs.
Yes. Actually, yes. No. One.
One CD?
I have
okay.
a gospel CD coming out,
okay.
And another CD that is on iTunes, yes.
Okay, well, I saw one that said, one title says Only You Can, and another one called Not Forgotten.
Yes, Only You Can is a single,
okay,
which will be on my upcoming CD.
Okay, so you have a second CD coming up.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes. It's great to have celebrities. Like I said, I had one about a week ago. And being a music fan, I've always liked female singers and everything as well. And you got the heck of a voice. But I never knew such a powerful voice came from a little petite little body.
That's really where it comes from. The
really?
Small frames, yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's good lungs, if not anything else.
That's a blessing.
I hear you.
Yes. I'm not a celebrity, but I'm right next to it. I'm a little bit.
Well, you're up and coming. More or less.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's it. Do you have a record contract or anything right now?
I do not know. I used to want that. I used to want to be out there, but I'm really, if it happens, great.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I really just would like to just get out there and share my talent with the world. But it doesn't have to be on such a big thing where I have a contract or anything like that. Just to share.
Right. Now, you were born and raised in Buffalo.
Buffalo! Yes.
Wow. Well, so was I, but I was gone for a few years. But there's a lot of talented people here. But, Buffalo's under the radar.
Yes.
When it comes to a lot of things, okay?
Yes. We are actually making a mark. But so much talent has come out of Buffalo.
Yeah.
There is so much talent that is still in Buffalo. We're under rocks. We're under trees. We're in the shade. But we are definitely coming up. We're coming up. But there is a lot of great talent in Buffalo.
Sure.
Yeah.
I got you. What kind of talent do you see coming up?
Well, of course, because I'm in the music industry,
yeah.
We have a lot of people that have been doing this for a very long time, like myself. I don't want to name any names because I'm going to, skip out on somebody. But
right.
But if you go around to a lot of the clubs and bars and in the churches, we have some very talented people. And people now, everybody's coming out with a CD.
Okay.
But a lot of people are not hearing it.
Right. Sure.
Locally.
Do you all have trouble getting your stuff on the major stations like WBLK? Or something like that?
I don't think that it's any trouble. I think you have to when you have a product out, when you have a CD, and you can't just stay where you are. You can't just think small and think local. You have to think big. There's so many networks that are out now. I don't think that it's hard to do. You just have to know that the option is available, and then you have to just get out there, do that work. It's another job in itself, marketing yourself and getting it out there, but it is possible.
Ah, okay, all right. Now, what church did you go to?
I attend Friendship Baptist Church.
Now, that's on the Clinton Avenue?
Clinton and Hickory, yes.
My parents lived there for a while. I think the Old Town Gardens. Okay, so we're like just a block away from you, and one end of the block and the other end of the block. We were right by that school. What is that? It's across the street from Performing Arts High School.
Down in the downtown area.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's basically, I was born and raised downtown anyway. But I've known people from Friendship. I've never been to the church or anything.
You gotta go.
Yeah, well, I'm not really a religious guy. I'm not into the church.
You don't have to be religious to go to church.
I believe in God, love God, and everything.
Yeah.
And all that. And a lot of churches, they do a wonderful thing in the community. you know. But I'm more or less backing away from that. I have done it for the last several decades now, last couple of decades. But I support you all's right to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's the main thing. Friendship has got tradition. It's been around for a long time.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, I know you guys got that bus garage across the street.
Yes.
You know, I wanted to steal one of those buses one day. So if you find it missing, you know who's got it.
It was
you know,
him.
it would be, you know. But you know, then I grew up right across the street playing the JFK, playing ball there since I was little. You know.
Yeah.
But tell me something. Here's the thing. You're in the gospel and R&B, so obviously you see a correlation.
Yes.
Okay, and I say that because to me, most of the new R&B today is like it is gospel more or less. Okay, it seems like hip hop is taking over. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that conversion, and you don't really see you're not really hearing any pure R&B unless you listen to gospel nowadays, for the most part.
I would agree. I would totally agree. You've got so much crossover going on right now. You can listen to a gospel song that sounds like a secular song.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're turning secular songs into gospel songs. There's so much crossover going on between the two that sometimes you can't even tell the difference anymore.
Right. And I've heard some gospel songs. I mean, I was never into the old school gospel. You know what I'm saying? And you could always, back in the day, you could distinguish it.
Right.
Okay? When gospel time came on in the old radio stations, you knew what it was.
That's
okay?
Right.
Today, like you say, you can't always tell. And I've heard some gospel songs today, and I was like, man, that's jamming. I got to buy it. Okay? So I bought Trinity 357 and stuff like that, okay? Because it's not, to me, it's like my brain is telling me that's R&B.
Yes.
Okay?
I think it's actually a great thing because our youth are changing. I think with the crossover, it's reaching more of our youth because it's something that they can relate to as opposed to, you know, back when we were coming up or back in the older days when it was just that cut and dry. But now we're capturing a wider audience with a different variety of music.
Sure.
It's all for the same purpose. Music is music. It's those lyrics and that thing that's coming from your heart to God that's bringing it out. So it's really not about just the music.
I've seen where gospel has taken on all types of personalities.
Yes.
Okay, white people got Christian rock. I've seen that.
Yes.
You know, hip hop, of course, and gospel.
Yes.
You know, things like that. You know, people are doing a lot of different things to it that, you know, a lot of people are okay with, and a lot of other people don't like. At all, you know.
Yes.
You know, do you feel it's a perversion of God's music or anything, or what is your feelings on that?
I think, again, my take on it is that it's reaching more people, that music is just music. Music isn't Christian or secular or rock or anything else. But as I said, when you put those lyrics and that dedication to God, that's when what you have instrumentally changes. Okay. And we're reaching, again, a wider variety of an audience when you got gospel rap, gospel rock, gospel trance, gospel dubstep, all those different genres that are just reaching more people, and that's what we need. And that's what God wants. You know, if it's, I mean, is there a right or wrong way to reach Him? As long as you're reaching them and they're coming to Him. And so I don't find that there's really anything wrong with that.
Okay.
That's just my personal opinion, because music is just music, and then you got to put something with it in order to make it what it is.
I got you. So. I got you. That's very true. That's very well put.
Thank you.
You know, but you know, it's true. Does it bring more people to the church, or does it run some people away from it?
I think it may do both, because I was raised old school. I was raised old school where you're either for God or you're against Him. You're either serving God or you're serving the devil. You don't go out there and sing secular and think that you can come in here and sing gospel. You know, where churches shunned, you know, the world. Now it seems that we're accepting we've kind of leaning a little bit more towards accepting things that we wouldn't accept a long time ago. I think that because things are changing.
Yeah.
I really want to say that it's God, number one. It's all about God. No matter what you do, it's all about God. And you got to give him the glory. He knows your heart. He knows where it's coming from. He knows everything that you've been through. So with things changing, it's really hard to say. It's a matter of where your heart is and where your dedication is.
Wow. That's incredible. You know, what is the future for you? And like I said, I know you wrote that song, Not Forgotten.
Yes.
It has to do with your mom.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When did you lose her?
A couple years ago. I
can imagine. See, I understand. I know perfectly well what you mean. I lost mine last July. Okay. Mine, she got to be like 80, 86. Okay. And, you know, that's something you can't replace.
Absolutely.
You know, that's the thing. But you put everything you could into that song, that's incredible. I can't wait to listen to it.
Well, Not Forgotten is a collaboration I did with some guys that I've never met on a website called looperman.com, and it is about my mom because I didn't grow up with my mom, and so. But my mom was always in my life. Yeah. I just didn't have the opportunity to have that kind of relationship that parents living in the same household have with their children. Right. And I miss her more so because I wasn't able to spend a lot of my lifetime with her. So I just wanted her to know that I haven't forgotten about her. I miss her a lot.
How old was she when she passed?
She was in her 40s.
Young?
She was in her 40s. And
what happened? Was it cancer?
No, it wasn't anything like that. She just went to sleep.
Really?
She just went to sleep, yeah. So, but I miss her.
What was her name?
Her name was Carol Rogers.
Okay.
And I do have a video of Not Forgotten on YouTube.
Okay.
You can find it on Patricia under Patricia Edwards.
Okay.
And just listen to it. And if you're missing somebody and just want them to know that you know, they're not forgotten.
Oh, I certainly will.
Yes.
Absolutely. I encourage the audience to do the same. You know, who raised you? Your dad or your?
Actually, it was my great aunt that raised me.
Okay.
So it was my mother's aunt.
Okay.
She raised my sisters and brothers and I. So.
Mm-hmm. How many of you were there?
There was 8 of us.
Oh, that's quite a few.
Yes, and my mother, she actually wanted to have more. She wanted to have a football team. She loved you know, children.
Well, she was 3/4 of three short of a football team.
She was on her way.
Yeah, she was on her way. I'll give it to her. That's amazing.
Yes.
Are you a mother yet, or?
Yes, I am. I have 4 children, 4 lovely, wonderful, awesome, and life-changing children.
You don't look it though.
Thank you.
You look like you just graduated from high school or something your own self.
I'm sticking between.
I mean, if you had told me that, I've been on the street. I believe it. I wouldn't question it.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, I do have children. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, tell us more about your music. You know, because I would like to see you. You know, have a long career in this. You know what I'm saying? You obviously have potential, okay? And, you know, but we want to see you with the right type of arrangement. You know, recording, and I'm saying that because the recording industry is very corrupt, even gospel. Okay, all right?
Yes.
And that's the thing. We don't want to see that stuff happening to our talent here in Buffalo. We're like a small town here in many ways, okay?
Yes.
So, you know, I see people leave Buffalo. They're kind of innocent. All right, you go to these big cities and it's dog eat dog. We're not always ready for that.
Right.
But what is your goal regarding that?
Well, my goal since I was a little girl was always to become a worldwide entertainer.
Really?
Not just a Buffalo entertainer, not just in New York State, but to be able to travel the world and share this gift of musical ministry. Yeah. That's always been my goal.
All right. Now, you said that you're a psalmist. What is that? I mean, I've read Psalms before and everything, but I want to hear what your version of that is.
Well, ministry through singing. I consider myself a vessel to I consider it my job and an awesome responsibility to use this talent that God has given me. And He didn't just give me a voice. He gave me the gift of writing. He gave me the gift of being a people person.
Sure.
So I don't just have to sing, but a psalmist to just share, to be able to minister, however you do it with the world.
Okay, all right. I've never. You probably know a lot better than me. I never heard that put before.
Wow.
I never have.
It's becoming the thing now. Psalmist.
Is that a church? Is that from the churches or?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. What do you think about female ministers?
What do I think about them?
Because I've seen that they seem to be on the rise. I'm just asking you a political question. That's all.
You are. You're getting into politics now, and
I can't. That's me. I gotta be me to a certain extent.
How about we have a rain check on that one?
Okay.
You invite me back and
okay, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
All right. I'm definitely going to do that.
Okay.
But I don't know how many record companies we have here in Buffalo. You probably know more than I do.
I don't know if there's a lot. I know that there are home studios are on the rise.
Yeah, I noticed that.
You can have a studio now in your house.
Are you working toward that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a lot easier to do as much as you can, because it's not expensive, I don't think anymore. Yeah. But it's so easy to be able to record in your home now that it saves a lot. People are producing their own CDs. They're not getting signed a whole lot anymore or going to different studios to get things done. So I don't know to say that there's record companies in Buffalo. Yeah. I really don't know the question to that.
Right. Well, I don't keep up with the industry the way I used to, and especially with hip hop, because one thing about hip hop is broadened the spectrum of music. Like you say, I've seen the home studio, one or two makeshift things. And I'm saying this saves a lot. This saves any artist a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you can do these things now. You don't need a full-fledged band, which I'm a bband guy anyway. Okay. But you don't need that. You just got your little synthesizers and whatever else you need.
Yes.
And your microphones, and you're off to the races.
Yes.
So the industry, the industry has changed so much, and just the framework, the basic framework for a song period has changed.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Before I grew up on 3 verses. Okay, and a saxophone solo in the middle.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Today it's different, and I've noticed. I'm like, this is amazing stuff.
Yes.
But for an old school guy like me, and some of it's good. So most of it I don't like, but some of it's good. I'm sorry, but some of it's very good.
It's definitely changing. It's definitely as far as I'm concerned, you don't have the standard like you said, one verse. Hook, first hook.
Right.
But I contribute that to creativity. You have so many people who like so many different things, so you're catering to a wider audience.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's definitely changing.
Well, I want you to promise me that you're going to come back on the show. I really do.
I will. You invite me and I'll be here.
Okay, I'll come back next week. No, not next week. But this is Patricia Edwards. And I'd like to thank her for being here. She's a very good singer, and you're going to be hearing a lot more from her in the future. And I want to thank you all for watching Policy and Prejudice today. For clbTV, also check out the Buffalo Bullet also. And I'm trying to say she's got me so nervous I can't remember what I do anymore.
Don't be nervous.
My Twitter handle, pointblank009 and all that. And please have a safe week.
And my name is Patricia Edwards, and you can find me at www.patriciaedwardsmusic.com.